Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Lauren and Dalton podcast. Today we've got a hodgepodge of topics. We're going to be talking about Wiley's lemonade stand, my trip to Texas, some business things, and Dalton's birthday party mixed with his poop party. So
pooping in my pants.
We're excited.
It was a good day. A good night.
Good time. So let's start with Wiley's lemonade stand.
Wiley's lemonade stand.
Super nostalgic, I feel like, for any parent to think back on their younger years to have their own kid do a lemonade stand.
Did you ever do a lemonade stand?
No.
I never did a lemonade
I'm
stand.
not sure that I did. I might have, but there's nothing that sticks out in my head of like, I remember doing a lemonade stand.
Not at the scale that we did Wiley's lemonade stand, for sure.
No.
I know.
She wanted nails, and like any 7-year-old girl asks for things often. And so I said, if you want nails, we got to figure out a way for you to make money. I don't want to say just no all the time. Let's figure out a way for you to make money. And at first you suggested she can do a bunch of stuff around the house. Mm-hmm. But then it started being super annoying because it was, can I make my bed? Okay, well, how much money do I get for making my bed? Can I pick up my shoes? How much money do I get for that? Can I put my clothes up? How much money do I get for that? And so it was like, some of this stuff you just do because you're a human that lives in this house and we take care of our space. Some of the stuff, yeah, you could make money for, but how much do I assign to this task? And it was like kind of too much for my brain to like figure out the mathematics of it all. And because like her nightly routine, she puts up 7 items of clothing in her room because she's 7 years old. She's always putting her shoes back in her basket. So there's stuff that she does just because these are your things. You need to take care of them. But you're not going to get money for it, you know?
Yeah.
But I do understand there are some things that you can do around the house to make money. It was just too much for me to handle. So I don't know if it was me or you came up with the lemonade stand, but I was like, you should do a lemonade stand. That would be a good way and an easy way to make money.
Yeah.
So we did.
We did a lemonade stand. I was thinking of mine. The only thing I could compare it to is that I didn't do lemonade, but I do remember doing cookies. And the cookies no one wanted, though. Okay. So we made a bunch of, and it was just all boys, and we wanted a baseball team. We wanted, we said we needed all the gear. And so we did make cookies, and I went door to door. No one even went with me, and I was probably, I couldn't, at the house we were at, I was like maybe 8. And so I just was around the neighborhood, and I was knocking if anyone wanted them. And he said, I remember the one guy said, I don't want any cookies, but I have yard work. And so that was the first little job that I bid. And
That's
I bid
hilarious. How old did you say you were?
8.
I couldn't imagine bringing in an 8-year-old and being like, I have yard work in the back that you can do.
Yeah, he wanted us to trim all the palmettos in the front yard. Huge. I mean, if he would have paid someone, it would have been $1,000, but he gave us $60. And
my gosh.
I didn't do any of it. I just organized it with everybody. And then I made the money. And they asked me to keep it. And then the baseball team never went anywhere, so I just kept the money anyway.
Oh no!
We never did anything.
So was it like a neighborhood baseball team or something?
It was just the kids.
Like in the neighborhood?
Yeah, just saying we were going to make a baseball team.
Oh, that's precious. Do you remember the world's finest chocolate bars? Is that what they were called?
Oh yeah.
That's what I picture. Those boys were definitely door to door. It was always baseball teams, and that's what I picture when you talk about that.
I think whenever you think. I'm just giving back the lemonade stand of how much goes into it, and to me, how much it resembled business in such a great way with the marketing side of it, with the, like the numbers and the mainly I'm thinking the whole time about the marketing and how you could expand it, and talking to Wiley the whole time with it, but then also the production aspect of it, having the good product, having the good marketing, and then your conversion, with it.
Yeah, you and me had different ideas for this lemonade stand, but it ended up coming together well. I pictured she had this little wooden lemonade stand that her grandpa made for her. So I was like, we'll do that. We'll make 1 pitcher of lemonade, 1 pan of brownies. I'll have her make a sign. I'm always trying to bring her into the mix of like, this is your thing. So she helped me make the lemonade. She helped me make the brownies. She made the sign. And I knew that she would love it. She loves doing all those type of things, like the ownership. She's definitely first child for sure. The ownership of the whole thing. And then I'm off with the toddler boys doing something, and I come back, and Dalton is creating on Canva a very large banner for her to hang on the second table that he has added to her lemonade stand with a printout of Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, all the QR codes.
Just to overcome all the buyer objections.
Which you're used
And the help.
to thinking, okay, I'm picturing all these people coming to her lemonade stand. Multiple are saying, I don't have any cash. I only pay this way. I can't read your sign. So you were thinking of all those things, and you were like, let me overcome them by providing.
And then you did which was fun. And then we'll skip.
Oh, and the second thing of lemonade.
And the next thing, lemonade.
Yes.
I knew product-wise, I was like, man, if just having it there in case she ran out that quick.
Yes, which was so smart and definitely needed. I had one pitcher of lemonade, a large pitcher, and was like, that's pretty much all we'll need. You know, if we need more, we can make a little bit back at the house, but we probably won't. She ran out of her first pitcher of lemonade in 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, it wasn't long. She did have brownies.
You had already bought the second batch of lemonade. So we just ditched, the handmade lemonade or whatever. Homemade lemonade's gone, and we put your store-bought lemonade in there.
We had to.
Real quick.
Just to have that product ready to go. But she was there, and whenever we got set up and her doing her little, she knew, I kept talking to her the whole time about the product and stuff and the marketing. And I'm like, the more energy that you have, and she's sitting there and she's doing her little two-hand wave. Better than that.
But she started sitting behind the table doing nothing. And again, this is a new experience. So she was shy and quiet, and cars were passing by and she wasn't doing anything. And so we were like, how about you try being energetic, waving to the cars, standing up, maybe standing out in front of your table so that they see this cute little girl. What is she doing,
That's what she said too.
What did she say?
I said, do you know why people are turning around? And she said, because I'm a cute little 7-year-old girl. And she kept waving, and then people would. And she would say, she goes, I know that I've just seen them. They're turning around.
Oh, that's
And
funny.
then they would come in. We had a good location was huge. That was
Location
part of
was
it.
huge.
The product, the presentability, all of those things. It really does play into it because you could be in a horrible spot. It is good training because the big thing of that is that she had to pay for her own supplies.
I acted as the bank and paid for all the supplies up front. And then we talked multiple times about, well, when you make your money, you have to pay me back. And she was really confused by that because she was like, but it's the money that I made doing the lemonade stand. And it would be a question that I would also ask. I'm like, but this is my money that I work for. And someone would have to explain to me, I know, but you would not have a lemonade stand if the bank didn't, pay for this for you, being the bank. So it brought some great conversations. So many things.
By the end of it, Wiley had decided to franchise to her friends the other locations and be the bank to them for the few. She had all these little thoughts in the middle of it, like if I gave a sticker, if I gave back, and what I could do to make it this fun thing. And just sitting there talking about it. But
she made bank.
She made us sign an NDA, so we can't say
how much she made.
How much she made.
But it was a successful day for her.
Very
Definitely
successful.
Covered the nails
Plenty
that she wanted.
Great day. Ran out of stuff.
And made for great conversations. And I was also prepared for her failing as well and not making a dime and talking to her about what that looks like. And maybe we try another day. Maybe it was because of the weather. Maybe it was because of the location. So I was prepared for that. But thankfully, it was fun to see her succeed. And she was thrilled when that first person came and handed her money. I mean, the smile.
How many people gave her way more than the $1? Almost everyone gave her more than $1.
Well, and it's funny because this one guy was like, how much is your lemonade? And she said $1 a piece. And so he said, I want 2 lemonades, but here's $5. And so I was joking and I was like, wait, sir, I'm trying to teach her math while we do this. And he laughed and he was like, okay, let me restart. Here's $1 for one lemonade, $1 for the next lemonade, and then $3 just for fun. And I was like, okay, that's better because the math ain't mathin' to buy 2 lemonades, but give us $5.
Hold that for sure. She'll start premium charging everybody.
She would.
I know. I think that age is so crucial for getting so enticed by that stuff because that was like around the age of me getting excited. And I do think that it is huge that either the reinforcement with failure
Yeah.
or the success, either one, but like I would think about, we always talk about this, like the words that other, people may speak, or parents at that age, like the one that just messed up that one time, or like lemonade stand, just people weren't out because it was rainy, or everybody was at a parade or something, and
the parent maybe says,
makes
sometimes
fun of
you
them.
lose. Or they say something like, it was probably because of your stupid sign.
Something nuts.
We
And then
always
they're like,
talk
I'm never
about
doing this again.
the different trajectories
Paths,
that kids
right
can go
then.
on then
Yes.
from moments like that.
Because I think of being that young and holding on to different things, especially sports at that age and all of these things that we hold on to.
Yeah.
That we'll hold that for a different podcast, because I could talk on that for a minute.
It is a big
What was the next big
topic
thing
in
since
our
we've been
heart.
on here?
My Texas
have?
trip?
Yeah, your Texas trip. With
Yeah.
Allison, too.
Yep, me, Allison, and Morgan headed to Texas for a collab with one of our fave creators, Sarah Litt, Mountain Moverz times Sarah Litt. So it was really fun. We created some T-shirts with her, and I went to Texas for the first time. Did we do anything specific in Texas? Like to Texas? Oh, we went to In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah, I mean that's in the west.
Yeah,
A rodeo.
yeah.
Something.
No time for any of that.
Walker,
But
Texas Ranger.
we did have In-N-Out Burger, and it was absolutely delicious.
Was it?
Yes.
I know some people are mixed on that.
Well, it's perfect. It's exactly how I want my burger. I want very thin, smashed, crispy burger patties, and then all the toppings.
Better than Pappy's.
What?
Pappy's cooking over here.
I don't know. I've never had.
Better than a
I've
super quick burger.
I've never ventured over to Pappy's Cooking here in Flatwoods, Kentucky, but I would imagine In-N-Out Burger.
Shout out to our sponsor, Pappy's Cooking. Right here in Flatwoods, where you can go get your burgers, catfish, cat food,
And cat poop too.
and cat poop at old Pappy's. I think the funniest thing, you can go into the story, because my biggest one is obviously it, because I just read the paper that it said the divide and conquer me with the kids, and the best story is the first night with just from being exhausted with the kids coming back home.
I think too. You could talk about how Wiley kept calling.
Oh, that's what I'm going to say. That's the one I'm going for. Because the me being so tired was great, and I kept telling her, because whenever she woke up and you were gone, she started to cry, and I didn't even say anything to her. She just started to cry, which you said that she would. Because we cuddled with her the night before, and she knew that. Wiley's too smart and holds on to that. So I said, well, we'll watch Minecraft tonight together.
Yeah, you got to give her something to look forward to. She is literally you in
She
another
is.
in
the
a
same
7-year-old
life.
body.
Yeah, same person. And she was excited, and then at like 7:38, she's convincing Gray that that I'm gonna only lay with him for 2 minutes, and telling him all this different time. And I'm like, man, I honestly need a nap, is what I was thinking, because I'm so tired, and so I'm gonna sleep for 30 minutes in here. And so I told her, I was like, Wiley, it's okay. Just, he doesn't know the 2 minutes and stuff. I will be out of here, and like, I'll go take a nap with him. I'll go lay down with him, and we'll watch it still. And then I come out at 9:10, and
She's on the phone with me.
as soon as I walk out, I'm closing the door behind me slowly, and Wiley's coming down the hallway. I talked to Mommy, and she said that you did it wrong. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, you took too long in there with Gray. You can't stay in there that long with him. She said that you don't need to do that anymore. Yeah. And I said, okay, Wiley, as I'm picking up the house before we can grab anything, or before we can start the Minecraft, I'm grabbing stuff in, and she keeps going. She's like, no, you don't need to stay in there. And Mommy said not to. And I said, well, tell Mommy that I work harder than her. And then all of a sudden I hear, and she's FaceTiming you immediately. Daddy said he worked harder than you. And I was like, my gosh, like she was trying. She was trying to get me. And I said,
man.
Wiley, what are you doing? What in the world is going on? We're about to watch Minecraft and have fun, and you're trying to turn us on each other immediately.
She was. I feel like that is, the more I hear about first child syndrome or whatever, the more she fits the box of very like, this is what you said. This is what we're doing. This is too long. You said 10 minutes and you took 12. So I'm constantly reminding her, you are just a kid. You don't have to be
Yeah.
a second mom. You don't have to be a second dad. Like you're just
a kid.
Just be a kid. It's okay. Let
She
people,
loves that, though.
yeah, not follow the rules and figure their way through everything.
I'll make this one quicker, because the other one is that me coming home Tuesday, and the house, I was like, is noticeably cleaner than the day before, like substantially. I'm like the dishes are done and everything. And I'm just thinking back, and I'm like, gosh, Monday night when I was cleaning up, and Maddie, who's the nanny there, who was helping out during the day, I'm like, gosh, Wiley, you guys just destroyed the house. I'm like, this looks crazy. And I'm on a rant. And I'm like, this looks nuts. There's water everywhere. This is crazy. I'm like, did Maddie clean up today? Did she even clean up? And just in this moment say this. And then as I'm sitting there thinking about the house and it looking so much cleaner, Wiley's on the couch this is Tuesday night. And she goes, I told Maddie that you said she didn't clean well. And I was like, gosh, you did what? I just told her that you said she didn't clean good. And I was like, gosh, that's why Maddie just deep cleaned the house today.
I know.
And so then I had to talk to Maddie.
Yeah.
But you just got to be careful with Wiley.
Yeah, we just got to be
She'll
careful.
hold it.
She will hold
She'll
it.
tell somebody. Did y'all like your trip?
We liked our trip. It was a learning experience. It was...
This is me actually asking Lauren, too. It's
Yeah,
not like
this
an
is the first time
interview
we've talked
thing.
about
I
this
really
trip.
asking Lauren.
How long has it been? A week?
Yeah.
It's been a week. It was a learning experience. The weather was great, I believe. Obviously, there was one big moment, the photo shoot, that we couldn't miss. And so everything else kind of around that was just more fun or gearing up for the photo shoot. Obviously, we've done hundreds of photo shoots here at Mountain Moverz, but
Yeah.
we've never done one
Your
of
element.
a creator. Yeah, photo shoots is definitely something that I have taken as my own, and I love it. I love finding outfits that match our t-shirts. I mean, if you look back a few years ago, I wore biker shorts with every single t-shirt and for all of our photos.
Killed it.
Huh?
Killed it, though.
And killed it in the
Yeah.
biker shorts. And then I was like, well, let's, do something different and kind of like create outfits, for these graphic tees. So creating the outfits, finding the accessories, finding the props, having a vision for the photo shoot. Poses don't come naturally, I don't think, to anybody. So poses are definitely learned and practiced, and you find out what looks stupid and find out, okay, this feels stupid, but it actually looks good in photos. So I came prepared with that. We've got our videographer, Allison, who came prepared with all her stuff, Morgan with photography. So I love our 3-man crew. I think we're very comfortable with each other. I think we're very fun.
Yeah, y'all are in
and
sync.
we had a lot of fun too at their house. They're super, super nice. I definitely loved meeting them, as have followed Sarah for
Long time.
I don't know how long, but long enough to know all of her kids' names and want to give her a hug when I saw her and just love them. So it was fun. And
It was a quick trip. It was last minute, too.
It was last minute. I think
to nail down the date was last minute. And
we
then
booked
nail it down,
everything
fly
like
within
4 days or 5 days before.
Fly out, stay, roll back. And then when you get back, you got to hit the ground running.
Yes.
Flying with launches. Launches already, no, I mean, we're pretty good with them now. I mean, they always have their time
Crunch that you got to work under.
But that one was even more so because there's so many external elements involved with it. So many the PR boxes and the different people that you got to pull in, and then the approvals and working out
So
and the
much
videos
communication between so many people.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
to bring it in
Yeah.
and doing that within the last couple of days.
Yes, we flew in on Wednesday, launched this thing on Sunday. So all in all, the girls really had 2 full days here at the business to get all their videos, get all their photos together, edit all the things, put it all on the site, put all the PR box stuff together.
Except
so,
Allison editing on Saturday then too.
Yeah,
ads that I didn't
Allison
have.
probably made it a 3-day thing.
Yeah.
It's fine. But it was fun. I think this was the first collab, too, that our PR boxes took a step forward.
PR boxes look great. I
And
want one.
yeah,
We have one.
we were able to design an actual box instead of have a white box with a sticker on it or just a color, just a pink box and be like, this is your box. So this was the first one that says Mountain Moverz, Sarah Lit. You open it up on the inside. It says get lit with fireworks. Super cool.
The down to the wire that it looks like with these boxes too. Even these boxes, because I didn't want to, because y'all were gone. And I was big on the boxes because we'd been emailing them, and they're just in Louisville, so they're a few hours away. But we literally went down to that it was Monday morning, and we didn't know for sure if they were going to be done with them. And so I'm emailing again, and I'm like, hey, I said if you guys, because it came down to their designer taking our design and putting it in their software or whatever they need. And we were like, hey, can we, if you just give us the dimensions, we'll do it and then just approve it knowing that they're going to look. And then we didn't hear back until Tuesday in the morning, which it needed a deadline of 2:30 that day. And we got it at 2.
Goodness.
And so I'm like, there's no like approval. There's no actual like, yes, we got to approve them.
We
and
gotta
luckily
get
they
these
look
things
good. But
printed.
and then we drive and we get them and then we got to
You
get
sent someone
stickers
to
and
Louisville,
boxes.
3 hours
Yes.
away, pick up the boxes,
'em up,
bring them
come
back,
back.
so that we could pack them, so that we could send them out in
Yes.
time for the launch.
And the shirts that we had changed because the design was finalized when we're back. Like,
We still had to make design changes
yes,
when we got back.
Yes. So we changed that and then we had to get those printed that day, put them in the box that night, shipped
So many moving parts
right till last minute.
right to the last minute. And we
See?
did it successfully. And I'm really proud of everybody who puts in the effort and the time to make this thing roll. So you had a birthday,
I had a birthday, 34.
34 years old.
Happy, grateful. That's what I was thinking that day. Listen, I found the Mama song that morning.
By Benson Boone.
Well, I've been listening to that song, so that's a lie. But I did find the YouTube video that is a little bit different. And so the
With the
YouTube video
actual
starts with the little
clips.
kids, or him as a little boy, a voice. And so talk to Mama for like 30 minutes that day.
What was funny is that we woke up that morning and I came out to the living room like normal. We're all sitting on the couch watching our morning TV. And then you whisper to Gray, and Gray says, "Happy birthday." And I look at Gray and I say, "Whose birthday is it?" And then I went, "Oh my gosh, it's your birthday.
My birthday.
Happy birthday." Ugh,
That is us. We're not
it
big.
is us.
Like we don't have big.
I know.
We have a big life, but we don't have big individual days like that. We like take advantage of bigger holidays to chill more. Like we're like other people have all this stuff going on, we're gonna chill. But the birthdays we've never, just for the kids.
I did
even-
envision myself as a wife for your birthdays to be a huge ordeal. I am a romantic at heart. I love giving gifts. It's kind of like along with the photo shoots. I love envisioning something, planning it, seeing all the details come to place. But motherhood's kicking my butt. So
You're just like
I woke up that morning and gave you like a butt squeeze and a kiss on the
probably
cheek.
not the pan of brownies and just an apron on,
Yeah, that's your dream. One day.
or like mine be like a pan of like breakfast casserole there or something.
Yes. But we are going to
was-
Mexico, and I'm calling that my birthday present and your birthday present because it's in the summer.
The Mexico trip, we'll have an 18-part podcast on because I could talk about that. They did surprise me whenever I came in, though.
Yes, your work family did the work for me. They surprised you big.
And actually surprised because
Yes.
I was thinking, I was like, well, they're going to say in the break room later. I could see that, which I still had zero expectations. I think we're so busy. Kylan said something, and he was like, yeah, we'll have the thing in the break room. And I was like, man, I really was like, because we had the new hire and stuff, I'm really focused right now. I wasn't even thinking about that. And especially, I hopped out of the car, the back side of the building, and they could have waited for 30 minutes on some days because I will sit in that car for a long time. But I was zoning out, and I was running over the things in my head because I was ready to go. And I was like, okay, here's when I'm going to get this done today, this done. And then was really like zoned out, opened the door, and then,
Confetti
everybody's back there.
popped.
Confetti goes in my mouth.
You swallowed some confetti, ate some confetti,
Super fun, though.
confetti cannons, and a fun lunch,
Loved. Yeah, the lunch, everything was good.
a couple gifts.
That was my love because of trying to get in shape for I'm like, I have to cut weight, so I'm not eating anything like that.
Yeah,
right
you've
now.
been really strict the past
Super
couple months.
strict. But I'm like, if they got this queso and guacamole
For you.
for me, and the ice cream cake, which is my favorite too, then I'm like, well,
That's so fun. I was
I'll
so
eat it.
thankful when I saw that video on social media.
we had the little banner in there.
Or maybe you sent it to me.
I think you sent it to me.
Okay.
And I sent it to him.
Oh, yeah, you sent it to me, and you're like, we should have got confetti like this. When I saw the story, I was really thankful. Someone
That
did
was
something
fun.
for him.
It's just it's a day. I was grateful that whole day in my mind, just thinking like I like reflecting and being deep and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and thinking on life. And I'm super thrilled, like with
Yeah.
knowing that life is tough sometimes. But I was grateful for all the people around me.
That's one of my favorite days of the year.
Is
Because my
what
favorite person was born. It's you.
that's precious.
I really do. I love June 6th.
Because of that,
Yeah.
no, that's
I'm so
precious.
thankful for you.
That is good. I'll cry on the podcast. That is good. I'm like, what? And then what? And then I had the little.
And then you
saw
took too
Mission
much.
Impossible.
Oh yeah, you saw Mission Impossible. Oh, my birthday present to you was
to go.
instead of trying to find a sitter so that you and I could both go out, how about you just go out with friends?
And would just watch Mission Impossible.
Yeah, just go watch a movie. That yeah, I would enjoy if I watched it, but I'm not like dying to see it. So you go watch that. You went out to dinner. You went to the movies.
Super fun.
So that's right up your alley.
I love Mission Impossible. I did almost fall asleep. And I explained to them, I'm like, that has nothing to do with me liking the movie or not. It can be my absolute favorite movie that I've ever wanted to see, and I will fall asleep if I'm that tired.
Yeah.
Started to, and pulled through. I stood up and walked outside for like 10 minutes and like did like a couple cartwheels and came back in. I'm like, all right, I'll make it. But
and then you took too many peptides.
That's
And
right.
you've been
That
pooping
was
in your
the big
pants
one.
the last 5 days.
On the weight loss and cutting journey, yeah. But peptides are great. The BPC 157 has helped my back a ton.
Oh, you've seen such great results
It's been
with
great.
your system that you've been using.
I had
and
a
doing.
ton of. If I really bring in what I actually take a day, it wouldn't fit on this table.
Yeah.
Like it would be a whole thing. It would be a series. But this one that I'm taking, and I was like, well, right at the end, I'm going to up the dose. And just started.
Oh, like as we get closer to Mexico,
Yeah.
you're going to up
And this
the
is
dose.
ChatGPT telling me to do this. And I'm like, is it safe? And so, and not that much. We're talking about like 5 units. Like that's not a ton at all. And
Okay.
so it's very, very little. But then I happened to, that was Saturday. And then Sunday, I had all those nasty burps and stuff. And I'm like, shh,
They smelled so bad,
here's
you guys.
what's coming. And
I would walk into burp after burp after burp.
it was rough.
And it was so gross.
And then by like 5, 6 o'clock,
It literally smelled like poop coming out of your mouth.
yeah, that's what it did smell like. And then I was just screaming on the toilet. Looked like the Dumb and Dumber thing. Feet up on the sink.
Having to hold on with
Feet
two
on
hands.
the sink and just, holding on, strapped to it. Like I got a weight belt in there to hold on to. And handles.
The funny story with that is, and then we'll close, is that so at 4:30 a.m., I wake up out of a deep sleep and kind of like open my eyes a little bit and sniff around. And I'm like, gosh, it smells so bad. What is that smell? Only to find that you are pooping on the toilet
Like rooms away.
rooms away, and your nasty poop smell
It was
woke me
probably my
up
scream.
out of a deep sleep. No, it was the smell. Woke just straight up. I mean, the smell just woke me up out of a deep sleep.
I'm pulling up the text though. Because what did I say?
I don't know.
You keep going with your story.
No,
I'm
but
looking
that's
at this.
it. I mean, your poop smell woke me up out of a deep sleep, and I was like,
You
"What is
said-
he doing?"
And then you texted me.
I
'cause
texted
I grabbed
you.
my phone. You said, literally, the smell of poop woke me up with these laughing faces. And I said, from thankfulness and gratitude. And you said, shh, I didn't hear a flush. And
Yeah,
said-
I wanted to make sure you flushed because I know we don't flush when we pee at night to not wake up the kids. But I was like, this one needs to be flushed.
And I said, you thought it was fresh cobbler. And you said, thought it was bacon. And then I sent the little image of Mickey Mouse floating with a smell and just following it. And that was it. Of gratitude.
4:30 a.m.
gratitude.
texts back and forth to your husband.
Fun, busy, hectic, crazy life with a million things going on. Business, family, throwing a birthday.
Sometimes they all
throwing
pile up
poop
in
your
one week.
pants.
Yeah.
The Mexico trip is coming up, though. We'll have this very detailed one, like on that one. I'll give my itinerary.
I won't even wake up. I'm going to that trip and I'm just
sleeping.
falling asleep.
We're going to fall asleep.
Yeah. I'm
But
excited.
that's our crazy, hectic life. We will see you next time. We love y'all. Pappy's Kitchen, remember, at any time. What? We'll
It's
throw up
Pappy's
the
cooking.
Pappy's Cooking. Sorry to get that wrong. Pappy's Cooking. Grab your catfish right here in the holler, some collard greens. Pappy's Kitchen. We
Yep.
love y'all. See you next week.
Bye, guys.